Now, I have a bunch of concerns. One of them is over specialization, which I think limits innovation and it breeds intolerance. If you only talk to certain people who think alike, and this unfortunately is affecting the world, not just marketing scholarship. I think that's not good. I think you can evolve. I was a Frank Bass student, Dr. Bass, as we referred to him. Uh, I was a quant head. I had no respect, well, very little respect for anything else. And I've evolved to be more CB and strategy management. And I even now see value in qualitative work, partly because those areas cross-fertilize. There are a lot of must-haves that float around. There should be, in every paper, a theoretical contribution. Why? I don't remember a tablet being handed down in any religion that said everything should have a theoretical contribution. And sometimes the thing you find doesn't match any theory. It's okay in medicine to say, I tried this stuff out and it looks like it worked, and then let other people carry it forward. There's a huge misguided emphasis on statistical significance. It's undemocratic. There's some schools that have resources. They can spend lots of money on participants, and the others can't. That strikes me as not right. It also is what's led to this cheating that perplexed the field. If anything I do has to be significant at P equals 0.05. And where 0.05 came from, I have no clue, because there's, in most cases, no relationship to the relative cost of type 1 and type 2 error. And if people would just report results, I think we'd be a lot better off. And another fixation is on A journals. A journals are good, they're wonderful. I like getting published in A journals, I try to, but there's a lot of information in the other journals. And I thought with the advent of searches on the internet that the journal would become less important. I was wrong. It seems like it's almost more important, but at some point it would be good if people would just read the paper. Two other things that bother me. One is discipline envy. I don't want to be a psychologist wannabe or a statistician wannabe or an economist wannabe. They're very smart people in those fields, but they're very smart people in marketing too. And I guess I'm competitive enough to think that people in marketing are up to the task of doing every bit as good work as those other people. And you see examples of discipline envy all the time where they use the language, which is harder to understand because they think it's appealing. And I mentioned, or I will mention, the review process shouldn't be a legal proceedings. I even thought of going to law school. I'm glad I didn't. But the point by point counterpoint, which the reviews have taken on, the last two papers I reviewed, this is the first revision. The paper was approximately 30 pages long. The length of the notes to the author had been 30 pages long, and the response from the author to the reviewers was like 38 pages long. something's wrong there. It shouldn't be that complex. So in sort of a summary, you have to recognize failures happen. I had 4 papers rejected in 24 hours. I still don't have a research strategy or plan, and I'm quite happy. There's still lots of opportunities for research. People worry that, oh my gosh, everything's been discovered, and that's just not true. I still don't like reviewer comments, but if you read them, there's a lot of correctness and value in there. I still have fun. You'll be fine, even if you decide not to try to play the academic game. And I hate that. I don't consider it a game. I consider it something you've chosen to do and do well. And it should be about intrinsic motivation, not extrinsic. My little line is, I've got some awards. Lots of them are participation trophies because I was on a board of some journal. So they send you this plaque thing. There's a stack of them in my basement. And what's going to happen to that stack? On my demise, my children will come and throw them out. So they aren't that important. Or putting it differently, 100 years ago, nobody knew I was coming. 100 years from now, nobody will know I was here. How important am I really? And it's okay to change. I thought I wanted to be a manager. I mentioned that. You evolve. We're incredibly lucky in this profession. If you think of the ability to not only work on what you want, but choose when you work on it, I think it's just phenomenal. I stumbled into it. And my last bit of advice or comment is do what you want. This is cheap talk from an economist point of view. You have to have the intrinsic motivation, and you have to do